Welcome to the Lisburn Distillery TV weekly review show.
On tonight's show, with the first team not having any game last Saturday, we're going to be concentrating instead on the Lisburn Distillery Under 20s.
And we will show you the goals from that game against FC Melina, as well as 2 interviews from their players, and of course the coach Derek Dunwoody.
And finally, we'll have some details on the Lisburn Distillery auction, where you get the chance to own a signed Lisburn Distillery shirt, and also we'll have some details on an updated fixture which has now been announced for this Saturday. To start off tonight's show, we say congratulations to the Lisburn Distillery Under 20s team, who on Saturday successfully won through to the third round of the Tools Junior Shield competition.
Of course, a wonderful and thumping 5-0 victory over FC Melina has earned the Young Guns a place in the third round of their competition.
We have the goals from that game. I'm also going to be following that with interviews with no less than 2 players from the team. First of all, Piras Toolan, and secondly from Brandon McConnell, otherwise known as Melter. So we're joined by Brandon and Piras here today of the Under-20s after a great result against FC Melina. Thoughts on the game?
Thought we played well. First half we started off well, and then towards the end of the first half we started not playing our football and they kind of got back in it. But second half we took over and got the 4 goals and got the win.
Is it hard, Brandon, playing against players who are quite a bit older probably a lot of the time?
Well, it's not too bad. It just depends really. You just have to play your own game. Just keep working hard and dig into it.
You've had a few games at senior level, obviously. Is that the long-term aim, obviously, to try and break into the team?
I think that's the whole point, like, of the Under-20 squad. I mean, like Derek says it every week when we're in the change room, to go out and show ourselves. Some of the coaches and all will be up from the first team, show ourselves and get ourselves into that squad.
And this is your second year Under-20 level. How you find the whole experience?
Yeah, it's good. I like it. So I do. With the older ones coming down too, they show their experience. So it's good getting them down as well.
Okay, guys. Thanks for talking to us today.
Spectacular highlights from that game against FC Melina. And Colin, how important is the Under-20s development for Lisburn Distillery?
Well, I think youth development is important for most of the clubs, and the Distillery are no exception, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've seen obviously the success of Coleraine bringing through sort of a very successful team, a lot of players who have played at their academy level, and hopefully we can develop the same. A lot of our players at 20s level now are sort of have come up through our academy. Mm-hmm. A lot of them were playing under 17s last year, so it's a big step up. Certainly making development. They're still maybe a year or 2 away from maybe making it into the first team, but I would certainly expect in a few years that our first team will definitely be peppered with players who have came through the academy.
Well, of course, the future looks bright for Lisburn Distillery, and of course, you got the interview one of the figureheads of the development, Coach Derek Dunwoody.
Yeah, well, I got a chance to chat to Derek after the match. Usually Derek doesn't keep quiet, to be honest, but he was
nothing wrong with that.
He was usually a bit more shy when you're behind camera. Mm-hmm. But down here's what he had to say. Derek, when you start off, that was a good result today against FC Melina, a more experienced side. What's your thoughts on the game?
I knew after the first 5-10 minutes if we would have got the first goal and we made the right choices and kept it simple, it would have been easy enough. Like.
So you're happy enough then?
Oh, I'm happy enough, yeah. We made it harder than what it should have been at times, but it was a good result in the end. Like.
You've had a lot of kids coming through this season from the 17s. How have you been impressed with them?
They've done really well. At the beginning we were worried whether I would stand up to it physically enough or not. We knew they had ability, but strength-wise we weren't too sure, but they've done far better than what we expected.
And sort of development-wise, obviously your main aim is to try and get people ready for the first team. Some of them coming close to that level, do you think?
there's one or two here with sniffing around the doors. Obviously, Big Joe Reid at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
He's been amazing, but there's somewhere maybe a year or two yet. Like.
That's good. Well, definite progress. So let's keep it going that way.
Right,
Thanks for having us today. There.
Cheers.
Next up on Lisburn Distillery TV, we're delighted to give you an update on the auction we're currently running for a Lisburn Distillery shirt.
Of course, not only has the shirt been actually signed by all the players, it was worn during one of our roller coaster games last season. And of course, you have the end of October, which is next week, to get involved with the bidding process.
If you do want to bid, the current bid is standing at £100, so we need bids over and above that. And if you do want to place a bid, you can either do so by emailing us on the address which is currently on your screen, or indeed you can drop us a line through Twitter or contact through Facebook. Whatever suits yourself, we're easy either way.
Going once, going twice, gone.
You've got to next week, folks.
And that is the end of this week's episode of the Lisburn Distillery Weekly Review Show. But before we go, we have a breaking announcement. We would like to advise our supporters that we have rescheduled our fixture till this Saturday.
Yes, indeed, folks. As Michael said there, this Saturday we're at home to Sport and Leisure. A game originally scheduled for February has now been brought forward to this Saturday, October the 28th, New Grosvenor Stadium, 3 o'clock kick-off. Get along and support the Whites.
Of course, this will be the last 3 o'clock kick-off this year.
Indeed.
Due to the winter schedule.
So that is the end of the Lisburn Distillery TV Weekly Review Show. Thanks as always for watching. I've been Colin Hopkins.
And I've been Mike McDonald.
Come on, you Whites.